Agenda item number 3, review and discuss the agreement with the Public Safety Consultants LLC in the amount of $6,200 to conduct an assessment center and fill the rank of 2 lieutenants, and enter into a motion to vote to recommend to council ratify this agreement and authorize the town manager to sign all related documents.
So moved. Second.
Chief?
Through you, Mr. Chair, good evening. Thanks for taking us tonight before the council meeting. I do appreciate kind of rushing it. So back in January, we put out quotes. In March, they were due, I'm sorry, at the end of February, both of the quotes were due. We ended up getting 2 quotes. The company that I would like to go with, and I'll kind of get into that very quickly, we used back in 2017 and back in 2022 for sergeant's promotions. Our fire department back in 2018 used it for a lieutenant promotion. They used that same company again back in 2019 for the deputy chief and the chief promotion. Charlton, Sturbridge, Oxford, Auburn have all used public safety consultants for promotions. We know them, they're professional, they honor what they say they're gonna do. I attached the quotes so you can see the difference in actually the scope of services. One is an established reputable company that's been around for many years. One is another person kind of trying to break in to the assessment center business. So I recommend that we move forward. The lieutenant's positions, as everybody knows, and I know there's budget issues and everything else, this is in the current operating budget. This assessment center, I already did a transfer for to pay for the assessment center, so I'm not gonna be coming and asking for any more money, and I just recommend that we go with public safety consultants.
Discussion.
Chief, all the sergeants eligible for this?
I left that part out, very good question. The 6 sergeants are currently eligible if you've got more than a year in grade to take this test.
So the 2 new guys,
Would not be, because they don't have a year
so
on.
you good? Okay, I'm good. And it's good for 2 years?
The assessment center, correct, sir, yes.
Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to number 4, review and discuss the Ambulance Certified Public Expenditure Reimbursement Program, CPE FY 22 report, and entertain a motion to recommend the council to accept the reimbursement in the amount of $162,654.62 and authorize the town manager to sign all related documents. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Chief?
Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, in regards to this. This is a reimbursement program. This is my 9th year doing this reimbursement program. This year, after doing all the tallying, basically we're going to be refunded. The total amount is $180,727.35, which is the packet that you'll see in there. But the line item says it's the 10% administrative fee, so it rounds out to $162,664.62 for the program. This is a great program. This goes right back into the revenue, the general fund, just like our ambulance receipts does. So this is a long awaited work for me to continue to do this program.
Discussion?
Why would this go back into the general fund if the ambulance comes out of capital?
Good question.
So this is just like a regular receipt. It's received as a deposit back into the town. So all ambulance receipts, to include this reimbursement program, goes back into the general fund as revenue.
But if the cost of the ambulance comes out of capital, why wouldn't we replace it in capital?
But go ahead.
Two separate scenarios. This is a yearly review from last year of the amount of work that goes into running the ambulance service with the supplies and equipment. Medicare and Medicaid does this program because they know that their contractual rate is so low compared to other health insurance providers. So this is the supplement that they pay us for the grant, for the reimbursement. I don't want to call it a grant because it's more of a reimbursement program.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
This reimbursement, those funds have already been allocated. This is an added plus.
So through the chair, previous year, last year, netted right in June before the fiscal year ended. Last year's reimbursement was put in. This one won't be received until this June. So the 162 will be, they usually do about the 2nd or 3rd week of June before the fiscal year closes.
Is there a possibility that 162, instead of going into general receipts, that we make a recommendation to go into the capital account to be utilized, for example, in the ambulance or fire department equipment, capital equipment? Is that a possibility?
I can ask that question as long as there's no any logistics as far as, I don't see why it can't.
because I know going through the budgets last year and that, the chief has always suggested that we put money away towards these expenditures, and it was always said, well, we're gonna put it into the capital, because it's harder to take the capital money out, it takes 2/3 a vote, versus if it was in a revolving account, it's a minority, or, not minority, what's the word I'm looking for? Majority, thank you.
My suggestion is to pass this here tonight.
Yep,
Let me talk to Charlie, because there was also discussion on the 2 fire trucks that were sold. One was 37,000. That, I suggested that because they were surplus, they should go into capital. Another revenue source to try and build up the capital account.
Right.
So
yeah, okay, I'm
good
good with
question.
that.
Any other discussion? Not all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous for all present. Moving on to 5, review and discuss the fire department transfer of $800 from 001220-546000 building, grounds and materials to 001220-530000 specialized services to cover the costs for the remainder of the FY '23. Entertain a motion to council approve.
So moved.
Second.
Is a motion by Senior, seconded. Chief?
So again, this is a transfer for our specialized services, which is our IT department. As I do on cases, have been using, actually been very well with using the new IT director for projects to get things going. But our specialized fire records and fire IT system at the station still needs the attention of an outside agency, which we've continued to use, EE Networks. A little background, the beginning of the year, Mr. McCall approved and authorized a new server because our server crashed within the fire department. And then the additional installation of that server was all done by EE Networks. At the time, I thought that I would have enough. We did transfer from one account to another back then, and I thought obviously throughout the year with adding up the rest of the stuff, the regular payments to EE Network would be enough, and unfortunately it is not, so I need to do an $800 transfer to catch up to the end of the year, and hopefully nothing breaks, to be honest with you.
Any further discussion?
I just have a quick
Councilor
question.
Rivas?
So through you, Chair, would eventually, like, now that we have an IT person, would at some point all of these things be under them, or we still have to contract out the specific?
Through the chair, it's very hard to have one person do it. Obviously, the police and fire department, obviously, on the school system. I don't know much of the school system. Maybe Councilor Mike can fill me in on that, but I don't think one person can do it. Victor has come to our station. He has helped us out with a lot of VPN work and secure passwords, but I think we're going to need to continue to use an outside vendor for our specialized stuff. I don't think the chief has anything to add to it.
Chief,
So
you wanna
I
add
don't want
something
to
to
keep you guys here late, but I'll say, Mr. Chair, I told Mr. McCall back when they were setting this up, Victor's outstanding. He does a great job. He's been there whenever I need him, but even when he came over and he looked at both of our infrastructures, he was like, oh my, I cannot believe the amount of infrastructure you guys have over here for IT. So I have a police officer that kind of doubles as an IT guy, and if something gets beyond Victor or him, then we call an outside vendor like he does. But I don't know if that will ever go away, and I don't know what you guys were sold on that ever going away, but I don't think it will.
Okay.
It will be
I was just
minimized,
curious.
the cost will be minimized, but not to interrupt with.
Yeah, I was just curious.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got enough to take it to the end of the year?
As long as nothing breaks.
Any further discussion?
I was just gonna say that, yeah, even at the school, the infrastructure there is crazy. There's so many things that, when it comes to specialized things, and especially if you're talking about public safety, I mean, it's definitely best to go the way you're saying. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Not all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. Moving on to 6, review and discuss the fire department transfer of $400 from 001220-546000 building and grounds material to 001220-545000 janitorial housekeeping to cover rising costs for janitorial supplies for the remainder of FY '23. Entertain a motion to council for approval.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Rivas, seconded by Julian. Chief?
So thank you, everybody. I think everybody knows out of their pocket nowadays, everything costs more. Toilet bowl cleaner, paper towels, toilet paper, all those things. This account hasn't been changed in over, the amount hasn't been changed in over 3 or 4 years. It does not reflect our current trend of financing or buying things. So this is definitely needed to get the toilets clean.
Any
To put it
discussion?
bluntly.
There's no discussion, all in favor?
That's the
Opposed?
easiest one ever.
Unanimous. Moving on to 7, review and discuss the fire department transfer of $125 from 001220-546000, building and grounds materials, to account number 001220-54400, copier, lease, maintenance, contracts to cover costs for copier, lease, contract for the remainder of FY 2023. Entertain a motion for council to approve.
Moved.
Motion by Shinya, second
Second.
by Rivas. Chief?
So obviously, again, this was not a new account, an account that was adjusted slightly last year. We have had quite a bit more copy usage. Obviously, the fire station building committee is generating a lot of paper. The deputy and I are trying to make it not use so much paper and go everything electronic, but this is definitely an item that needs a little bit of transfer to get us through the rest of the year. So price per copy has gone up in this most recent lease contract.
Discussion? No discussion, all those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present. I'd like to thank everybody for being here today early. I know we got an executive session. Motion to adjourn?
So,
Montigny, seconded by Julian. All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous of all present.
Thank you, everybody.